Penalty. Penalty.
No!
Penalty. Penalty.
Penalty.
The Kalogeras Sisters gained millions of views on their videos primarily through their strong presence on TikTok, where they went viral due to a combination of factors, including their attractive appearance, relatable sibling dynamic, and minimalist aesthetic.
This is me warming up for the water one.
What did you sign us up for?
I promise I didn't read the description. I promise. How much did you pay?
But they've also managed to leverage that audience to grow a strong YouTube presence, something that not every viral creator can do successfully.
Hey guys, I hope you guys enjoyed our first YouTube video, and that if you guys want us to post more, just let us know. If you guys think that we're annoying, just let us know.
Please don't. Like, I don't want to hear that.
Cut that.
On Reddit, opinions are split. One post summed it up perfectly. I don't hear much about them anymore, but they popped up on my FYP again. Honestly, they seem bland to me. I only find the youngest sister entertaining because if it were just Sunday and Demi, the vlogs would be all posing and random laughing. The Kalogeras Sisters have built a brand on being one of the most popular influencer siblings on the internet.
I told you guys this before, but it got deleted. I have been using this cream on my face that dries it out. All my acne has gone out the window, into the window, popped right in, burning, and an insane case of level, like, I don't know what stage.
But the type of content they've been pushing out lately has been raising questions. Are they talented or just really, really lucky?
She drew it. You guys want to get in for a photo?
One of the biggest concerns in the influencer world is how massive channels such as Ryan's World, which once had millions of viewers, eventually struggled to retain the same level of attention. It makes you wonder, could the Kalogeras Sisters face the same challenge? We've got all sorts of content creators on TikTok these days, from fitness influencers like Casey Ho,
The best workouts for losing weight? Well, I think it starts with this. What workout makes you happy?
to dating creators like Alexis,
If he can show up to work on time, he can show up for you on time.
and others like Cobby Lame. But among them, we've also got these creators who just stare in the camera and strike up poses. And if we get lucky, maybe they'll throw in a dance routine and somehow those videos rack up millions of views. Eventually, they started posting comedy skits, which basically feature banter and the occasional bonding between sisters. Depending on who you ask, they're either angelic icons or the YouTube version of Pretty Privilege on steroids. Most creators talk like they know we're there, but the Kalogeras Sisters, it's like we've just barged in on a private conversation in the backseat of their car.
Second time ever being in an Uber alone. Hey, Ellie goes and crosses the road and then tells us to come. And there's like, and then she's looking around. She's like, guys, I don't know where the car is. I don't know the right in front of her. Isn't that like rule number one, not to cross the road in New York if you're not like actually crossing, because will hit you? No, not if you look both ways. Not if you look both ways, she said.
Which, by the way, feels suspiciously similar to the Sterniolo triplets videos. Down to the fact that they've literally recreated some of them. In one of their videos, they're actually heard referring to Nick Sterniolo.
You'd be like, I feel like Nick Sterniolo.
Maybe it's a coincidence, maybe it's a strategy, but the triplet references in their early videos weren't exactly subtle, and those videos blew up. Some fans were quick to double down to the comment section while saying, underrated opinion, I don't think the Kalogeras and Sterniolo should collab. When the girls first started posting on TikTok, they probably never imagined it would blow up like this. Their early edits give off the vibes of a newbie video editor, but the thumbnail and video quality have slowly improved with the hype. And sure, people call them industry plants, but others argue they just rode the Sterniolo wave while it was still warm.
Meet them, they're very nice. Like, it would be really nice if you could just, give them a nice hug,
so that they don't feel uncomfortable, because when you hug people like that.
On the other hand, others think they made it because they are just pretty and were already rich before YouTube, so that made their videos more entertaining in that way. But I agree that there's nothing too much about their personalities, but they seem sweet.
Okay, so I've been seeing like a lot of discourse about the Kalogeras Sisters, I don't know how to say it. But basically people are asking like, why do we keep making rich people famous? Like, why are we giving rich people more money? And like, I can tell y'all the answer, but you're not gonna like it. It's honestly just the fact that to be famous, a lot of times you need the money to look famous.
And their fandom? Oh, it's messy. Whenever someone calls out the Kalogeras Sisters for their style of content, fans are quick to defend them. They'll argue that other creators are just copying or jealous, while overlooking the fact that the sisters borrow plenty of ideas themselves. Lately, they've also been called out for suggestive jokes.
Smells like nuts. Like peanuts. The smell is more nutty. Smells like someone dipped their sock in it.
On top of that, their parents are catching heat for allegedly allowing plastic surgery at a young age and ignoring inappropriate fan behavior. One fan said, "And the crazy thing is, I'm pretty sure Noah is 18 or 17, but he's over here talking about how he doesn't have to ask Eliana to come. And the crazy thing is, their parents are watching this and they don't say anything about it, like it's straight up bad parenting, and it's weird." While another fan said, "It's so gross, their parents just enable this behavior at this point, and I'm baffled by the fact that both Eli and Noah are so young. No joke, I thought they were together for like 3 years or something. I think I just like Sunday, but if she's also said weird stuff, let me know." In the face of all this criticism, the sisters' go-to response is simply to delete the comments and keep it moving. Now, not everyone thinks it's that deep. Some people are just dirty-minded and naturally love sexual jokes. Besides, if their parents are fine with it, the rest of us should mind our business. But others think it's fair to ask, if 3 random girls posted the exact same content without looking like models, would anyone care? Let's be honest, conventionally attractive people tend to get more followers, likes, comments, and brand deals. Not necessarily because their content is groundbreaking, but because the internet rewards beauty on autopilot. The Kalogeras sisters are a prime example. Even if they're not your personal favorites, you can't deny they're multi-talented. They can draw. Dance. And even sing. But here's a question worth asking. If there were 3 women with those exact same talents, but they were plus-sized, had acne, or didn't have model-like features, would the internet still call them goddesses? Would they go viral with every blink and head tilt? Probably not. And that's not just the algorithm's fault, it's a reflection of us. We, the audience, decide what we amplify.
Kimchi and a dildo.
I'm going to text Ellie saying, "I shit my pants." Oh, I see Noah shit. Hurry up, hurry up. Okay, I'm gonna tell, so basically the whole prank is Noah's gonna think shat my pants and Ellie's gonna ask him to get underwear for me.
Because I have my stuff in here. We have to go right now.
And he's honking at us.
But in reality, the baseline for attention is wildly different depending on your appearance. If you're considered pretty, you go viral by standing still. If you're not, you have to be funny, vulnerable, original, and polished just to get half the recognition.
I didn't know that being pregnant could be really hard. Like, I didn't know that because you bitches all lie about it. Women don't tell you how hard it is. I should have Googled it. I should have Googled being pregnant. Because it's been really awful. Because in movies, they don't show you. There's just a montage where the girl's in her office and she's typing and then she's like, and she runs to the bathroom, she throws up once. And then in the next scene, she's like in overalls, like painting a barn, like, yay!
The Kalogeras sisters don't have to fight for attention. Their faces do the talking. That's not their fault, but it's worth acknowledging.
Oh my god, could you imagine they saw
They're like, our Kalogeras sisters not allowed to enter.
and then we as impersonators. They saw us and then we came into their show.
At the end of the day, no one should have to fit a beauty mold to be seen. The sisters didn't invent pretty privilege, but they've visibly benefited from it. And while TikTok is known for letting anyone blow up, part of their magic is their sibling dynamic. People love watching attractive siblings be playful and affectionate. It feels rare, almost nostalgic.
I take full blame. After today's night with Mia, I learned you should take blame. Yeah, what the fuck?
Good for you.
No, you didn't take blame. You should take blame. I took the blame.
But it leaves us with one lingering question. If beauty opens every door, where does that leave the people the internet doesn't call beautiful? Back when they first started their account, their interactions felt more lighthearted in a way that appealed to a broad range of viewers. Now some say the humor feels more forced, like they're playing exaggerated versions of themselves to keep engagement high.
How long have you been sleeping with a baby blanket?
I was a baby.
Since you're a baby, do you bring it with you for like when you travel?
Yeah.
You made it.
This has also led to speculation about whether the sisters are consciously steering their brand in a more controversial direction.
Like years back, they've always kind of sexualized themselves, right? They look like triplets, right? They're three sisters. They're also very young. They dress more on the sexual side rather than the fashionable side, sometimes sexual and fashionable. And they are getting a lot of attention from that.
People are naturally drawn to drama, which is why most creators deliberately say the most outrageous or cringeworthy things, knowing it will grab attention and keep people talking.
Actually fucking hilarious.
Okay, go.
When I was in 6th grade, this one girl had bigger tits than me and I was so impressed. So I went to school with 3 pads in my bra.
Pads? Not even like toilet paper?
Kayla, like bra pads. And it just happened to be track and field.
Oh my
God. So I
God.
was doing long jump and I was running and I jumped on the pole and I dig them under the sand. All 6 fell out.
All 6?
Fans who have met the sisters often describe them as warm and approachable in person.
What would it be?
Fortnite!
Fortnite! Fortnite! Yeah! Thank you guys so much. Thank you so much.
So, I'm like obsessed. You guys are so big. I cannot tell that.
But some note the contrast between the friendliness and their edgier online personas.
Can I go outside and video everyone?
Can you go outside? Yeah. Go.
I go.
Oh my god, guys!
This has fueled speculations about whether their on-camera behavior is just a character act or if it shows a change in how they see themselves and their audience. Adding to the complexity is how quickly internet perception can change. Small changes in content can spark huge discussions, and the Kalogeras sisters are now in that exact spotlight. For some, this is just the natural evolution of creators growing up in public. After all, we've seen celebrities like Justin Bieber and Jaden Smith stagger and pick themselves up. For others, it's a warning sign that they're walking a fine line between being authentically themselves and playing into tropes that could harm their image long term.
This is your golden baby. This is not my baby. This is not my baby. I'm looking.
A lot of discussion centers around the over-sexualization of Eliana. When the sisters first gained attention, some people bizarrely labeled her as the ugliest, which never made sense since they're all attractive. Now some speculate that Eliana might be leaning into sexual comments to counter that old perception, emphasizing her body to prove something. Recently, she's made frequent remarks about her chest, butt, and other private areas, even in family settings, leading some to say it's become a constant theme in her videos. Many feel that if she made these kinds of comments in non-family settings, the reactions might be uncomfortable or even inappropriate.
You have to be the ball holder. Remember, like the people that hold the balls? I'm about to hold Noah's balls.
Oh my god.
Demetra's humor has also drawn criticism. Some viewers say her constant private part jokes, especially about labias, feel immature and overdone, more like something a teenage boy would say than an adult woman. Eliana's fixation seems to be her chest, while Demetra's is on labia jokes, creating an odd pattern that even Sunday, the third sister, sometimes appears to call out on camera. While Sunday occasionally makes inappropriate jokes herself, she's often seen telling her sisters to stop when they go too far. If they got their ideas from sex education, they're definitely overdoing it.
I hate making appointments if people aren't on time. Why do we make the appointment for 4 o'clock and you're there at 4:45?
Giggled when that happens. Yeah.
Oh, no, it's just like crop it out.
No, I meant do it again as I want to see it.
The role of their manager has also come under scrutiny. Many believe that if she were truly protecting their brand and digital footprint, she'd advise them to tone down the sexual humor. Critics point out that their current image risks attracting a creepy, older male audience.
Guys,
What we have here?
your b****s about to pop out.
Some believe Eliana's self-sexualization, whether intentional or not, puts her at risk, especially since she's still a minor. However, not everyone agrees with these criticisms. Some argue that the sisters are just teenagers or young adults in the case of the two elder sisters, making the kind of jokes they personally find funny, and if people don't like it, they can stop watching. Personally, I feel like the pranking Noah video crossed a line, especially when the group went into a store, bought a toy, and then tossed it around jokingly.
You'll probably just think we're so immature.
We are. I need a real good one for pranking someone. We should get a reader but keep it on and it's sort of like when he opens it. Explain this about this. Shove it up his ass. Just told him that we're pranking somebody. He said, what are you gonna do? You're gonna shove it up his ass.
We met a whole bunch of people in here, and at first we were really embarrassed, but then I remembered Vanessa Hudgens and Zac Efron at the sex shop.
On the other hand, they've also lost quite a number of viewers thanks to the constant stream of sexual remarks, which are slowly becoming uncomfortable and frankly unfunny. While some people enjoy that style of humor, there's a point where it starts to feel weird, especially when it starts appearing in every single video.
Pennywise. But except I'm 21, so it doesn't even count.
Yeah, you're even a kid,
You're 18? Yeah. But Mia Ali is susceptible. That's why when I summoned it, oh my god.
On the flip side, there are fans who believe this is completely normal for people in the 18 to 21 age range. They argue that the sisters aren't trying to target young kids at all, but rather an 18-plus audience. These supporters often point out that the group even chooses explicit songs on TikTok without censoring, making it clear they're not marketing themselves to children.
I'm not smelling that.
You have to.
Oh my god.
You have to. Yeah, you have to.
Mia, come on.
I'm scared. Like, how did they make that? How did they make that?
I'm scared that there's like fecal matter.
Still, the fact that many of their fans are younger remains quite concerning. For example, the jokes about having no underwear on have definitely gone too far. Even if you're not wearing any underwear, that doesn't mean you should flaunt it online. It's just weird. It's actually quite strange how most of these sexual conversations come up in front of their parents, who sometimes even film the content. This leads to speculation that their humor might actually come from within the family environment itself. A few people say the family seems detached from reality, while others strongly disagree, describing them as down-to-earth and humble, just with a questionable sense of humor.
So the last 2 months.
Does anyone else bring so many underwears people would think that you shit yourself 2 times per day? I don't like risking it, okay? I don't like risking it. I like the security of knowing that I have.
Fans often defend the sexual jokes and no underwear moments in ways that don't make sense. In one video, there was a line about wear protection goggles and condoms, and people were dragging in topics like abortion and pregnancy to defend it, when really it was just an odd thing to say at that KO moment. Then there are thumbnails where they're posed with their hands behind their backs, chests out, mouths open, or even one with mouth full of milk, in a way that seemed deliberately suggestive. The constant no underwear bit feels staged considering how they probably wear it in real life, so why never on camera?
I'm not wearing underwear.
It seems like their content used to be better, but now feels repetitive or forced. The fan base itself can be frustrating considering how they defend the sisters fiercely, even when criticism is reasonable, and their intense loyalty makes it hard to have an honest discussion about the content. At the end of the day, they're undeniably beautiful, but their humor is hit or miss, and it feels like their fan base was built more on looks than genuine comedic talent. After years of watching them, I can't shake the feeling that their social media success has pushed them into a level of wealth that's completely detached them from reality. If you've been here since the start, you know the Kalogeras girls didn't just appear out of nowhere. Their rise felt sudden, sure, but it wasn't some calculated corporate launch. It was chaotic, funny, messy in the best way, and above all, real. In the early days, their content had that raw, slightly unpredictable energy you only get when someone's filming in their bedroom between homework assignments or sharing snippets from a family kitchen that's a little too loud for good audio.
Boat owners only. All visitors must check in at Marina's office.
Who's Marina?
Marina, Noah, are you cheating?
Yes, they were already wealthy, no one's pretending they came from nothing, but that wasn't the point. They weren't leaning into it or flaunting it every second. They still went to regular schools, hung out with people outside their social class, and somehow managed to keep their world open enough that viewers from all backgrounds could connect with them. If you were lower middle class or even scraping by, you could still watch their videos and think, yeah, I know someone like them, or we'd probably get along.
Packing for the trip. You guys are wondering what's on my face. None of your business.
I filmed a Get Ready With Me and it deleted. I'd like to say it deleted, but I actually was filming the wrong way like a fucking idiot.
That's what made them stand out. It wasn't just that they were pretty or charismatic or sisters with great chemistry on camera. It was that they seemed to genuinely like each other, to have this bond that came through no matter what they were doing. Watching them was like getting a seat at a very specific table. The inside jokes, the way they talked over each other but never in a way felt cruel. The casual little jabs that only siblings can get away with. It was intimate, but it didn't feel curated.
Caution! The last person who tried this died! This is fend for ourselves or lose, and I'm fucking winning! This is illegal!
While they initially seemed like well-groomed kids with normal lives and casual hangouts with friends who often gave updates on their school life, they started posting more polished content. The kind where every outfit is a brand deal, every shot is perfectly framed, and every off-the-cuff moment is suspiciously well lit. At first it was easy to overlook. They'd always had travel vlogs, they'd always joked about sex or relationships, they'd always been playful and a bit chaotic, but things have started falling out of balance.
I felt so bad. I thought he was joking. Turn to the side, Mia. Let me see your face.
Do you think she should powder?
No.
Fix what? Do you think I should fix what you say it? Like, do I need to change anything?
Your attitude.
Ali, shut the up. I'm Demetria. What's your name?
Is that for me?
It is.
Thank you.
It's not just the bigger budgets, it's the insulation. They're rarely seen outside of their own inner circle now. No more clips of them running into random classmates or goofing off with friends who don't already have thousands of followers. Their trips aren't just vacations anymore, they're luxury productions, complete with designer luggage and get ready with me content filmed in suites most people couldn't afford for a single night. And look, there's nothing inherently wrong with that. People evolve, careers grow, lifestyles change, but when you've built a following on relatability, that kind of evolution comes with a cost. The little signs are everywhere if you've been watching long enough. A throwaway comment about only flying business class. A reaction to a local cafe being cute but so tiny, as if space is a novelty. Even the way they joke with each other has shifted. It's still teasing, but now it has this undercurrent of superiority, like the whole world is just a backdrop for their private entertainment. The problem isn't the travel or the brand deals or even the slightly raunchy humor, it's that those things have stopped being accents and started being the whole dish. What used to be sisterly banter on a cramped couch is now 3 coordinated outfits shot from multiple angles. What used to be a story about an awkward school dance is now a spontaneous poolside chat with a $2,000 bag in frame. They've gone from sweet sister vlog to rich influencer content a little too seamlessly. It's the same dynamic you see when a reality show enters its later seasons. The cast is richer, more famous, and more aware of how they're being perceived, and the magic is harder to find.
She had scissors in her hand.
You almost stabbed Ellie. That's not funny.
Well, that's not funny.
That's not funny. That's not funny. That's not funny. Put it away. Did you? That's not funny, Kayla. That's really rude. Stop it. I can't believe you broke my thing.
You're so dramatic.
Okay, so Kayla would be first out. She'd be like, that's not even a question. Like, not even a question.
For longtime fans, that shift isn't just disappointing, it's alienating. There's a certain ache in realizing the thing you once loved has been replaced by a shinier, emptier version of itself. And if you stuck around hoping it might go back to the way it was, every new upload feels like proof that it won't.
Ready?
Mm-hmm. Go.
Allie, Q. No one left! No one left!
It's especially jarring because their fandom has gotten younger and more intense over time. The comment sections are now filled with teenagers and even preteens hanging on every word, turning casual remarks into TikTok soundbites and defending them from any hint of criticism. The sisters seem to feed off it, their self-awareness blurring into self-obsession. You can see it in the way they pause for reactions, or in how certain organic conversations feel staged for maximum engagement.
Yeah, why then? I'm making some.
Alright, bro, chill.
If I just farted right now and then it made me like actually levitate.
That'd be actually, you know what? I'd be impressed. I promise.
Me too.
I wouldn't even be upset.
Really?
Yeah.
But and then I started.
Why is there always extra steps to it?
Are they mad if I just square roundhouse kicked you in your balls?
The hard truth is, they're not talking to the same audience they started with, and they're not living in the same world either. They've become the product, and like any product, they've been refined, repackaged, and sold back to us in a sleeker form. The rough edges are gone, but so is the charm.
Making challenge. Her mom was the one that opened this package. That was awkward.
She said,
Mom was like, what the f? And she would definitely let us show you guys.
ooh, throat soothing lollipop. I'll get those for you for real.
None of this means they're bad people. It's possible they don't even realize how much they've changed or how much their videos have. When you're surrounded by constant praise, when your income depends on keeping that feedback loop alive, it's easy to lose sight of the ground you started on. But for those of us who were there from the early days, who remember the warmth and unpredictability of those first uploads, the difference is impossible to ignore.
Like this, like this.
Like this.
So what would you hide there? Like your
Dick and
dildo
balls.
would be I'm
Have you watched
recording.
that one video that they're patting it down? He's like, what is that? What is that? He's like, it's my cock.
Yeah, I saw that.
So now, every time a new video drops, the question isn't, what will they do next? It's, how much further from reality will they drift? And maybe that's the real story here. Not the rise, not the wealth, not even the brand deals, but the slow, steady unraveling of what made them special in the first place.
Hey, and she didn't even go to the mall today.
Ellie, you hand chose it. Did you hand job it too?
Nope, that's inappropriate.
Romeo.
The newer videos feel harder to sit through. They seem so caught up in their own world, fueled by their toxic fandom and increasingly caught up in their own hype, that it's less about sharing their lives and more about basking in the attention.
Quiet now.
Did it. You did it. If you listen really closely. Stop. No! Check this out.
But what really puzzles most people is their parents' supportiveness in all of these. Sure, plastic surgery in itself isn't unheard of, but the big question being asked is, why would parents allow their daughters to have these kinds of procedures at such a young age? Although their family is supposedly very wealthy, and rumor has it that the father is an architect while the mother is a fashion designer, so funding surgeries wouldn't be an issue. But this only fuels the question, if the resources were there, did the parents simply say yes to everything their daughters wanted? It's quite sad that their parents didn't step in to question their young daughters wanting plastic surgery. Many think the changes go beyond medical reasons, mentioning lip fillers, altered nose shapes, and even possible lip lifts, while others insist it's just makeup, lip liner, or natural changes with age. A few believe Eliana hasn't had any work done at all, but that Sunday and Demetra also certainly have. Some say the results look good, others think it's overdone, especially for their age. One person warned that the large fillers could cause problems in a couple of years, and another called it crazy that they would get so much done so young. For example, in this old video you can see how much more natural their noses looked compared to their new videos. There's also a split in how people feel about the influence this has on their audience. Some think it's problematic for young fans to see role models altering their looks so early in life. Others push back, saying it's a personal choice and not something that automatically makes someone a bad influence. But even then, the underlying question always circles back to the parents. Should they have stepped in? Should they have discouraged it?
Again, puberty doesn't suddenly make your lips grow that much. That's simply not how it works.
Now let's talk about Sunday. She also had a nose job, but in her case, it was due to a deviated septum and down for medical reasons. That's how her nose used to look before having surgery.
Sunday, the eldest of the trio, is now in her 20s, so maybe it's less shocking in her case, but others still say it's way too early for major cosmetic work. A few people are genuinely surprised to learn any of them had work done at all, while others think it's blatantly obvious and can't understand why anyone would deny it. And in the middle of all that back and forth, there's quiet frustration that the parents might have not just allowed it, but possibly even encouraged it by making it financially and logistically easy.
I think so. Starting with Dimitra, I assume she had nose job and lip fillers. And that's why. In this photo, you can clearly see the presence of stitches around the nose area. If you compare her nose before and now, it's obvious that the shape of her nose has changed. Such changes are not possible.
No matter which side people fall on, whether they think it's just makeup tricks, full-on surgery, or harmless self-expression, one thing remains the same. The conversation keeps drifting back to their parents, because when you're that young, people expect your parents to be the ones setting boundaries, not opening the door to the plastic surgeon's office.
This water is... It looks like someone just like...
It smells like someone farted in this water. Also, I would be paddling with my third leg right now.
If you guys didn't know, Noah's is actually in the water. That's why we're able to turn left and right.
I'm the only reason why I didn't steer.
We have a laugh track with Mom.
To be honest, I can't exactly say that they got to where they are today because of their talent. People work for years to build a career and earn recognition, and they seem to get it instantly, mainly for their looks. And no, it's not jealousy. I'm tired of fans jumping to that conclusion anytime someone criticizes them. Yes, they're attractive, but all they really do is pose and post average content. If an ordinary person posted the same things, they wouldn't get nearly as much attention. We need to stop making people famous just because they're pretty. What puzzles me is how they've already surpassed so many creators who actually work hard to make quality, creative content. They've become famous for doing what hundreds of other influencers do, except with the boost of being conventionally attractive and already well off. That kind of fame doesn't feel sustainable, and I think even they might look back one day and cringe at how much of it was based on image rather than substance. But what do we really know about the surgery allegations and when they all actually happened in the first place? While the sisters themselves have never really come out to openly discuss their plastic surgeries, we do know that in 2023, Sunday vanished from social media for a while and then returned months later, sometime between late spring and early fall. At the time, she was 19 turning 20, technically an adult, so legally she could decide what she wanted for herself. But for a lot of viewers, it was still quite surprising when she came back with a noticeably different nose. The widely circulated rumor was that she had surgery to fix a deviated septum, but here's the thing, while septoplasty is a legitimate medical procedure, people who've had it point out that it doesn't dramatically change the outer shape of the nose, unless of course you decide to get a rhinoplasty at the same time. That's where things get interesting, because if Sunday's change wasn't purely functional, then it was at least partly cosmetic. Now, fillers are a different story. Sunday had reportedly been getting them for a while before that, though no one seems sure exactly when she started. Again, she was legally old enough to make that decision, but the fact that she was still so young when all of these changes began is what keeps sparking backlash from the general public. Not on her anyway, but on her parents, especially since she was already conventionally attractive even before the surgery. Demetra's situation is a little different and maybe even more controversial. In 2022, she would have been just 17 when people began noticing subtle changes to her nose and lips. And in Canada, where they live, you can't get a nose job under 18 without parental consent. Over 16? Sure, some places will do it, but a guardian still has to approve it. Which means if Demetra really did have work done before turning 18, the parents had to sign off, and that's where so many fans get hung up. Why did the parents say yes? One thing that makes the whole situation even messier is the constant commentary from Ileana. She's often dubbed the ugliest sister online, which honestly is a ridiculous and hurtful label to give anyone, especially when all three of them are objectively beautiful in their own ways. But in a social media world where people nitpick every pixel of your appearance, those kinds of comments can sink deep. Some fans worry that if she hasn't already considered surgery, the constant comparisons could pressure her into it. Not because she wants it for herself, but because the internet has made her feel like she needs it. And that's the part that stings for a lot of people. The idea that teenagers and young women are making permanent changes to their faces and bodies in response to public scrutiny. It's a cycle that's been normalized, not just in influencer culture, but in society at large. And when those changes happen while someone is still legally a minor, the role of the parents becomes impossible to ignore.
And then you come back to take a nap 5 minutes before I had to wake you up to do this video. Yeah, I know, that's right. I'm talking about dumb bitch. Oh my god. In front of your mother! Mom! Discipline her!
Because you want to be the kind of parent who listens to your child and supports their choices, but you also have to balance that with protecting them from making irreversible decisions too young. Saying yes might feel supportive in the moment, but in the long run, was it the right call? In the end, the truth is that none of us outside their circle know the full story. We don't know the conversations that happened at home, the reasons they gave themselves, or whether these changes were something they'd been wanting for years. We only see the results and we make assumptions based on those results. So what do you think? Are we seeing yet another example of young influencers being shaped literally by public opinion? Or are they just privileged kids with parents who support all their decisions? Drop your thoughts in the comments below because I really want to know where you stand on this one. And if you found this breakdown interesting, don't forget to like the video and subscribe for more deep dives into influencer culture, online controversies, and everything in between.